Hi, welcome to the August edition of Kentucky Farm Bureau Reports. Policy development meetings have been taking place all month, like this one in Campbell County, where District 6 has gathered to work on policy for the coming year.
We've got our District 6 meeting. It's our policy development session.
The meetings are held to encourage Farm Bureau members to take an active role in developing policy and to stimulate conversation about issues facing our farming operations.
This is where we actually can make the decisions for either our county and our state and our national policy level. Anything we decide tonight, we can take from our district levels as well as our county directly to the state floor at the convention in December. We all have similar problems on our farms, but of course some of the different counties, we have different obstacles and different challenges and everything that we're facing. So it's a good thing to get together, not if nothing else, just for fellowship with our board members, and you know, we get to see each other kind of throughout the year at different meetings and different events that we have. But it's always great to have to get with the Farm Bureau family.
On behalf of more than 466,000 farm families of Kentucky Farm Bureau, I'd like to thank each of you for participating in this very important event today.
This month at Kentucky Farm Bureau's Board of Directors meeting, the board conducted a Measure the Candidate forum for the two candidates running for governor of Kentucky. Jack Conway and Matt BEVIN joined the board and fielded questions on issues affecting the state's agriculture industry.
I understand the sensitivities that affect the seasonality of things and how critical it is, and I've seen it literally as I've driven around Kentucky this year. Seeing the early rains that were fantastic on the one hand, not so fantastic a month later, and watching topsoil literally in the seed and everything else just wash across these fields. This is the type of thing that as governor I will bring to the table, is an awareness of what it actually takes to raise a crop and to raise animals.
Being governor of Kentucky is about getting the fabric of Kentucky. Understanding that if I call Alex Barnett in Harrison County one day, he's county judge and I'm governor, I need to be a big county judge. I need to know what's going on with his roads, what his issues are, and how state government can be of assistance to us at the local level.
Each candidate discussed their positions on 8 different questions concerning agriculture in Kentucky. To hear each of the responses, visit kyfbnewsroom.com.
We're two very different folks. We have a different ideology. The decision that you all have as voters is which one of us do you think is best capable of leading Kentucky forward? Who has a vision that you want to be a part of, that you want your children and grandchildren to be a part of?
But when I'm your governor, I'm going to do it just as I've done as your attorney general. That's put people over politics, put Kentucky over party, and on the issues where we both have a big concern, I want you to come see me. We'll work together and we'll put Kentucky first.
Let's give these folks
Montgomery County Farm Bureau held a special meeting to discuss 2 very important issues facing our farming communities: the waters of the U.S. and the threat of black vultures to our farms.
We started having black vulture depredation several years ago. It was probably 7-8 years ago. One of the things that we ran into real quick was the black vulture is protected under the Migratory Bird Act, which is a federal law. It's also an international treaty, which makes it illegal for us to be able to go out and protect our livestock without a permit. So we have a lot of producers that are having depredation, losing baby calves, losing cows, and they can't really protect them without fear of having a federal offense, be a fine or whatever it may be. So Farm Bureau worked with our congressional delegation. We all worked together with U.S. Fish and Wildlife, the Department of Interior, USDA, to come up with a solution. The thing that we were able to do was come up with a statewide depredation permit under which livestock producers in Kentucky can apply and be approved to be able to protect their livestock and not have the fear of that federal law over their head. Anybody who wants to get a statewide depredation sub-permit can call Kentucky Farm Bureau, talk to the Commodity Division. We will give them the application to fill out. It's very similar to what the federal application is, but we're following the same federal guidelines with our sub-permit. So you fill out the application, you put the number of livestock, how many depredation losses you've had, send it back to us, and if we have takes that are still available, we'll issue a permit to the livestock producer to be able to protect his livestock.
We've had some experience with the black vultures. They, in our calving, when we were calving, they killed at least 4 that I know of. They'll first eat their eyes out, and then some of them went after a cow on one of my experiences.
The other thing that we're going to be talking about in this meeting, as we've been in other meetings, is to really talk about the Waters of the U.S. rule. The final rule came out early in the month, and basically it goes into effect in August. And the fear there is the law is so vague in the way that they can determine federal jurisdiction, not just over water, but lands that have ditches or tributaries or streams, where farmers may have to get permits to be able to do normal agricultural practices such as applying fertilizers or pesticides or just working the ground. So it's a very problematic rule. It goes well beyond the reach of the Clean Water Act. So we really have concerns about it. We'll have a lot of literature at the Kentucky Farm Bureau website that will give you background information on the Waters of the U.S. rule. And also you can pick up the permit application for the black vulture depredation permit. We have a wealth of information there that will help you better understand the situation.
A new event took place in Oldham County at this year's Kentucky Farm Fest. Oldham County Farm Bureau was on hand to showcase farms in the community.
This is the first annual Kentucky Farm Fest, and it started as Oldham Farm Fest on 1 acre. After 5 weeks of me promoting it and putting it together, got moved to 20 acres to accommodate everybody. I grew up on a 900-acre farm myself, and I remember going to my first farmer's market and seeing Brussels sprouts on a stalk. And I thought, if I didn't know Brussels sprouts could grow in Kentucky, growing on a farm and being surrounded by Amish, the average person doesn't know that either. It's important that people understand where their food comes from. That's the purpose of Kentucky Farm Fest, is education, not just for adults, but for kids and for the next generation.
We wanted to get involved because it's Farm Fest. We're Farm Bureau, and how could we not get involved?
Wanted to come out, we're members of the community, and we wanted just to check out more of what's going on in the community and find out about the agriculture within our community, how things are going. There's lots of farms around, so what goes on with those activities, and just let the kids have some good fun. Fortunately, everything usually makes full circle, so you need to understand where the things came from so that we can advance in the future.
The Young Farmers Summer Outing was held in Pikeville, Kentucky. About 280 young farmers from across the state, representing about 54 counties, attended the annual event sponsored by Kentucky Farm Bureau.
It's an excellent opportunity to see different parts of the state and different networking opportunities to meet with other farmers and ranchers from across the state of Kentucky and help us develop our operations a little bit better. And also we learn about some of the proceedings through Farm Bureau. Tomorrow we'll have an important policy development session in the morning at breakfast, and that's one important thing of our summer outing every year.
The outing gives young farmers the opportunity to discuss topics ranging from farm technology to energy and input costs. The outing gives the farmers a break from their busy summer season and a chance to get reacquainted with some old friends. The state legislature's Interim Joint Agriculture Committee met at UAK's Research and Education Center in Princeton, Kentucky. Several state agriculture leaders appeared before the group to lend support for a proposed Grain Center for Excellence.
Today we have beef, corn and small grain, poultry, soybeans, swine that we all partner with. We have the Farm Bureau representatives here. We have Ag Development Board and Governor's Office of Ag Policy, and we have allied industry people here. And we work together every day as a team, and we couldn't do it without the partners. We couldn't do it without the volunteers that help us in our extension programs, and that's really what we're all about.
Kentucky Farm Bureau's Mark Haney and Chair of the Water Working Group, Steve Coleman, were on hand to express Farm Bureau's support for the proposal and to share information about the Water Working Group.
But we in Kentucky have experienced either regionally or even statewide numerous drought periods since the year 2000, and there's about 6 or 7 of those occurrences that have happened. So the wisdom of Farm Bureau in putting this group together, I think, is timely. As has already been mentioned, the impact out west and the agricultural production that may shift to the east because we do have an abundance of water. But I often remind you, when we have those 6 or 7 months in a row with a lot of rain, how much of that do we trap, retain, and have it available at the appropriate time for agricultural production? I think that's the challenge that's been cast out to this group.
We couldn't be any more supportive of the Grain Center for Excellence. It is a make sense approach to delivering research that is we all need to continue to maximize the farm community that we have.
Now here is Dwight Greenwell with information on the new Easy Pay program.
I'm standing in front of the Oldham County Farm Bureau office this morning in LaGrange, Kentucky. Oldham County has been very successful in signing their members up for Membership Easy Pay. Just as the name implies, this is an easier way for our members to make sure that their annual dues are paid. There are a couple different ways you can sign up for Membership Easy Pay. One is to visit your County Farm Bureau office, and they'll be happy to assist you with this. The other way is to visit our website and go to mykyfb.com and enroll yourself in Membership Easy Pay. Once you're signed up for this, your dues will automatically be paid every November.
It's very easy. You just go in and click a couple of buttons and you've got it set up, and the people, we send them a form to sign and it's done. It's very easy. I love it because of our clients. So many people are on the monthly statement now that it's just made it easier for them, and I think it'll be easier for us to collect the membership because of that. You know, our retention will be better because of it.
If you enroll yourself in Membership Easy Pay before October 25th, you'll be entered in a drawing for an iPad from Kentucky Farm Bureau Federation. Farm Bureau, it doesn't cost, it pays.
And yes, very soon you'll be seeing Freddie Farm Bureau and many of our Farm Bureau family at the Kentucky State Fair. The annual Gospel Quartet Contest is just one of the attractions taking place on Farm Bureau Day at the fair, August 27th. As always, Farm Bureau Day will be kicked off with the annual Country Ham Breakfast and Charity Auction. Now here is our calendar of coming events. Deadline for Farm Public Relations Awards is August 14th. Deadline for County Awards of Excellence is September the 4th. And the National Farm Safety and Health Week is September 20th through the 26th. Well, that's it for the August edition of Kentucky Farm Bureau Reports. We'll see you at the State Fair.